This is the plaintiff, Alicia. She says she and the defendant briefly dated, then reconnected, and she loaned him money, and he refuses to return it. The guy has a good job. He has a baby on the way. And if he has money for those things, he has money to pay her back. She's suing for $3,000, the amount of the loans. This is the defendant, Robert. He says he and the plaintiff were dating, and they're both into cars, and they would buy and sell them. She never loaned him any money. He has no idea why his ex is suing him, because he doesn't owe her a thing, and she should just leave him alone already. He's accused of vexing an ex.
All parties, please raise your right hand. The People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. Alicia, you're suing your former boyfriend, Mr. Robert, for $3,000, a statutory max. You say you're actually out $3,900. How did you come to loan your then boyfriend $3,900?
I lent him money for a truck he was going to fix up.
How much?
It was initially $2,000, and then I lent him another $1,200 for rent, and another $200
when did you loan him the $2,000?
September 28th, 2017.
2017. Okay.
Correct.
And then when did you loan him the $1,200?
October 16th, 2017.
And the $200?
November 9th, 2017.
And the $500?
It was around Christmas time of that year. I think that was in cash. I don't have dates for that.
And it wasn't a Christmas present?
No, he was using it to buy other people Christmas presents.
Did he have a job?
Intermittently. He was an electrician at the time.
Why were you giving him more and more money when he hadn't paid off the original money?
To fix the car that he was working on. So we were going to make a profit on the truck originally.
And then what happened with that truck?
After we broke up, I don't know what happened to it. I know he ended up fixing it up, and I think he sold it.
And did you ever see any profit from the truck?
No.
Okay. So you feel he owes you the statutory maximum is what you're suing for, because you can't sue for more, but according to you, you're out $3,900. And what say you to that, Mr. Robert?
Yeah. It was so long ago, 2017. At the time, I was working as an electrician, as she stated. We dated and we were engaged back in 2005 when we were both in the Army overseas together. I came home after the deployment, and my plan was to move back to Germany. When I had the plan to move back to Germany, at the time I didn't know my grandmother was ill. She was keeping it from my family. Came home, found out she was sick, stayed here for a little while. Whatever happened in Germany and whatever happened here, things didn't work out. We lost touch. And then in, I'd say August, September 2017, it was around my birthday. So we were looking for a bunch of my friends from my original basic training. I went on Facebook. I really don't use Facebook. I actually deleted it for deployment and then set it back up again to find one of my friends from basic training. Within like 3 hours of being on Facebook, she found me and got in contact with me. At that time, we started to talk for a little bit, and then we started to go back and forth between Colorado and New Jersey.
You started dating
together. Yes.
Yeah. How long did you date at round two?
Maybe 5 months.
Okay.
Probably from I would say around September, we started talking, and then after Christmas, we really didn't talk as much because of an issue that happened between her and my aunt, I guess. So at that time, we were going back and forth between Colorado and New Jersey. Everything seemed somewhat normal. We were working on cars together, flipping cars, doing whatever. I would go to Colorado, work on cars at her house. She would be here. We would work on trucks and stuff together here. And we got rid of a car, whatever, took the money. She said that I could use it towards the truck. The car we sold, we made like $1,200 on. The 1,200 was like, there was 550 for each of us. The 550 I used towards the truck. She told me I could just use it for Christmas or whatever. At that point, you know, Christmas time was there. I bought the truck. I paid $1,500 for the truck. I've given pictures of the truck of when I bought it and what the state it was in. It was rusted out, missing parts. The bed was falling off of it, all types of stuff. It was just something that I could start with. So then at that point,
did you end up selling that truck?
I eventually sold the truck. Yes, it
How
sat for a
much did you sell the truck for?
I got rid of the truck for the same price. Okay, I got rid of the truck in a package deal. I had another Jeep, which I sent pictures in of. I sold that and the pickup truck with the pickup truck not running for $3,800. $3,800. The other truck was worth over $2,000. The tires and wheels and all that stuff I sold out extra. So altogether it was $3,800. But when it was all figured, the price of the truck I sold it for exactly what I originally spent on it, which was $1,500. And I also gave them extra parts that I collected for the truck.
All right. I have a question for you. You guys break up over whatever you break up over. Was it your choice or her choice?
It was my choice more because of my family. I was living with my aunt and my uncle at the time, going to school at night. And my aunt was letting me live there at the time. And the house rules were her rules. Christmas was Christmas or Christmas Eve. She had gotten intoxicated, drinking screwdrivers or whatever. I left for a couple hours to drop off Christmas cards or whatever to a couple of the guys that I worked with. And at that point, I guess she was drunk and started a fight with my aunt or something. I'm not 100% sure. My aunt never really told me. She just told me that she didn't want her there anymore. That with also her ex-husband and the issues with our ex-husband.
What were the
Alicia
issues with her ex-husband?
Her ex-husband, Alicia had the passwords to her ex-husband's Facebook account, and her brother, or his brother, and him had planned on coming up to New Jersey, stalking my aunt, and wanting to do bodily harm to my family members. She was aware of it and never told me until later on when I found out that she was still looking at her ex-husband's Facebook. There was more to the stories than I had actually known, that I was led to believe also. So at that point, I figured for the safety of my family and myself, that it was better to just be away from all that with the drinking and whatever else was going on.
Mr. Robert, let me ask you a question. Do you owe her any money?
I told her, Your Honor, about the $550. I wouldn't even care because that was what's rightfully hers for the $550 for the half of the money that we made that she said that I could keep. I don't care about that. That's fine.
So you acknowledge you owe her $550. What about all this other amounts? The $2,000, the $1,200?
No.
Okay.
The $550 was what she.
Do you have any proof that he owes you the money, Ms. Alicia? Like, did you ever get a promissory note? I assume the answer to that is going to be no.
I have text messages over about 9 months saying he's going to pay me back.
Well, let's look at that. I am a single mom who makes like half what you do, and you've borrowed, maybe that's what you should be thinking before you loan him the money, right? And you've borrowed $3,900 from me that I've put on credit cards. This is January 29, 2018. Your answer, I have a lot of bills. I don't know what to say, but I just said that to you the other day, and you said you were fine. Not, what are you talking about? I don't owe you any money. I'll work on it ASAP. I don't make a lot compared to what it costs to live here. You won't talk to me, don't seem to care about me. I don't know if you got back with your ex or what. Did you get back with your ex, Mr. Robert?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
I don't talk to anybody. I go to school, I work, I stay in my cave. Well, I've got one last plane ticket for next weekend. Let me know if you want me to come. Did you actually go that next weekend or no, Ms. Alicia?
No.
Right.
And that was part of the issue over Christmas is I flew all the way down there and he knew I was coming. And then he took a job snow plowing the whole week. So he wasn't even there for Christmas.
Okay.
I was.
All right, March 7th. Let's talk about this because I need to see what you're saying when she says, she's so explicit in these texts. She says, I'm wondering when you're going to pay me back. Do you have a plan yet? Yes, I do. I don't have many hours, but I figure I'll start mailing you next pay period. I don't owe you any money.
Well,
I'd like to be paid back so it break. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Mr. Robert?
At that point, I just wanted to be done with it. And I did, like I said, with the 550 or whatever.
Well, but it's not 550 that you're agreeing to. You're agreeing to 3,900 in these texts. And a lot of times the texts don't even say that in my cases. The person will just say, when are you sending me some money? In this one, she actually puts 3,900 from me. And your answer is, I have a lot of bills.
But like I said, at the time, I was just saying whatever I could just to get it done with.
Well, and it's up to me to decide if you're lying now because you don't want to pay her or if this was the truth. That's my job, right? One of the things that a judge does is look at the text and see what a normal, rational person would respond to the thing he's being accused of. If someone texted me, you owe me $3,900. Someone texted you, you owe me $3,900.
What are you talking about?
Right. That's what would be normal if you don't owe $3,900. But if you owe $3,900, but you can't pay it, then it might be, I have a lot of bills, I don't know what to say. That's the kind of thing that sounds like you know you owe $3,900, pal. It's like kind of, let's see what you say later on. She asks for $650 a month so that you're paid back before the fall. You don't say, what are you talking about? I don't know you that much. You say, I only make $2,000 a month and rent's $800, so there's no way. I can't do that. You know this. I'm seriously having an anxiety attack right now. Why would you have an anxiety attack? Are you having an anxiety attack?
Because I just wanted everything.
Because you know you owe it and she's pressing you,
the whole
right?
reason why, no, the problem was, Your Honor, was I was trying to be nice about everything and still, because we were still talking. Like, I wasn't trying, I was in love with her and I didn't want to lose her, but the whole thing was with my family, so it was really bothering me. So I was trying to do everything I could to keep her around.
Okay, but Marche, you're in two separate states. All you need to do is say, I don't owe you this money. I don't understand. You're in two separate states, and here you text her, I'm going to give you money ASAP. Did he give you any money at that point?
No, Your Honor. He was under a lot of stress. He had just ripped his shoulder and he couldn't work, but I was still out the money.
I know you hate me and I have a million excuses. I'm trying, I swear. So if it was good enough for you, Mr. Robert, these cases are hard because, when you're together, it's like, here's more money, here's more money, here's more things I would never do. I would never want my daughters to do, but you can't. It's usually the woman, and boom, and boom, and boom. And then now, here you are 4 years later trying to collect on it. There's no problem with the statute of limitations because there's text throughout. So that ends up reviving the clock. So here we are now, all these years later, and you're finally suing him. I would look at you normally and say, you're out of your mind, lady. This is, you guys were together, blah, blah, blah. But you've got the text where you confront him several times with the actual amount. And his answer is always, I know, I've got to do something, I've got to do it. It's never, no, I don't. Never. So if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Statutory maximum is $3,000. Verdict for the plaintiff, $3,000.
So the plaintiff prevails. She's going to get that money after all. The emails and messages clinched it for her. What do you think, Robert? You got to pay her.
I've no hard feelings towards her or anything like that. I understand where she's coming from, and I have no problem with it.
I mean, were you surprised that she actually went ahead and sued you after all this time?
No, I knew, well, because I know that she'd been talking to a lot of my friends through the years. She still kept in touch with everybody. It was just, I think it's more of a jealousy thing now, because I'm like good, and I have my son was just born, so I think it had a lot to do with that. But I mean, I can't hold anything against her.
Well, you do have to pay her. You should have paid her back. That would have been the honorable thing to do. All right, Alicia, was it tough to decide to sue him?
Yeah, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he would have paid me back if he could have. It was hard to track him down for a long time. I wish him the best. It was hard.
You'll get your money now. So good luck to you and congratulations.
Doug, we've talked about this before. A lot of times there's a dispute, especially with exes, whether something was a loan or a gift. In the law, there is a presumption that it's a loan, that when you give money to somebody, there is a presumption that they're going to pay you back. You can blow up that presumption, but you have to do it with clear evidence. For example, sending somebody a text saying, that was very thoughtful of you to give me the $1,500 as a gift. That would blow up the presumption, but you need something clear to do it.
My boyfriend and I were involved in a hit and run. We called the police, and after waiting 2 hours, the officers told us they don't take reports for accidents. We said, how are we going to report this to our insurance? And they said, just let them know, they'll pay it, it's no fault. Well, they denied our claim. What do I do?
I'm at a loss as to why they would deny the claim.
I agree, it makes
It was
no
either
sense.
hit or it wasn't, and if it's no
Right.
fault, they have to pay it. I don't understand if her insurance didn't cover collision, so that's why it's
who
not covered.
knows,
It would
right.
never have been covered.
Right, but the reality is it's not that unusual in some areas for the police either not to come for a couple of hours for a fender bender with
Right.
no personal injuries or anything, or to tell you, we can't get there, or we're not going to get there. That doesn't prevent you from going to a police precinct.
And filling out a report. You
Right.
can always do that.
Or even online. They may allow it online in some areas.
Right. So I would have to know why the insurance company denied her. I don't think it's because she doesn't have a police report. Because if she needs a police report, she can do exactly what you said.
Right. And you need to exchange information with somebody in a little minor property damage thing, insurance information, take some pictures or video.
Well, anytime anything happens, you should be, that phone in your pocket is not just for pictures of your food.
Right.
Okay? Or nasty pictures. It's also
Selfies.
So it's not just for selfies to show everybody how cute you are. It is to document. Document.
We're all our own camera.
We're all our own cameraman.
Yeah, pretty much. But here's one more pro tip. When the person that you have the little incident with gives you a phone number, you might want to try it right then.
And make sure that the phone rings in that person's pocket.